Stefon Diggs was not present at the Patriots' voluntary OTAs after a video of him went viral on a boat with girls and his alleged new boo, Cardi B. In the video, he passed a pink substance to one of the girls, and of course, the video went viral, but it's not even just about the video. Basically, it got to his coach because the reporters asked him about the video, and the coach responded saying he is aware of the video. And he said, obviously, we want to make great decisions on and off the field. We're hoping that with our time here on the field today that we don't have a script and we're on the call periods, that we're making great decisions. Mase, what was your reaction to the video? And then did you have a problem with it? What the coach said, any aspect of it?
Just looking at, I thought the video was several things, you know. It just sheds the light on he's a guy that lived to the fullest. I think he's gonna continue to live his life as he should, and it's just gonna boil down.
What does that mean, Mace? When somebody lives to the fullest,
Live his life as he should.
No, I want to know what live to the fullest means.
Live to the fullest means Stefon Diggs is gonna do whatever he wants to do.
So you don't live to the fullest?
Not like he does. I live my version of.
That's why I asked you. That's why I asked you the question.
Yeah, he lives his life to the fullest.
But there's different versions of to the fullest.
Everything he wants to do. Okay. You know, his life to the fullest.
You ain't doing everything you want to do though.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm asking. What's live life to the fullest? If you living your life to the fullest, why he can't live his life?
Well, mine don't have a pink substance. And I ain't on the boat with, you know.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to figure out what the definition of live to the fullest was.
Yeah, and I ain't trying to call the girls extra, but you get what I'm saying. He's living it to the fullest. He's a bachelor. You know, he hasn't tied the knot. He's still searching. He's still enjoying himself.
I just wanted to get the definition. That's it.
Yeah, and I think I forgot the name of the pink. People are saying it's pink cocaine and all that, but I didn't see pink cocaine. I just saw a Kool-Aid pack, but I don't know if it was a Kool-Aid pack. I didn't get to zoom in on it, so I can't really say. What do you think it was? Did you see them sniff anything?
I don't even know. They were holding the bag. Do I think it was Kool-Aid? Absolutely not.
Who knows? It could have been. You remember those days? The old people, they used to call it snuff. It'd be in a pack like that. Yeah. People rub it on their gums.
That's what Tootsie is.
Oh, you rub it on your gums?
That's what people do.
What's Tootsie?
What's Tootsie?
That's the pink cocaine.
Oh, it's called Tootsie. You know, huh?
I've seen that.
Well, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. But thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I like
that's
to
what
be
that
educated.
is. No, I'm telling y'all, like that's what I don't know if that's what he had, but it looks like that.
But I think the coach was just covering for him. The coach was saying what he should say, but I don't think they were really excited about that information, because when a team is not winning the way they should, then the worst thing in the world is to have players that ends up being a distraction to the team, and I'm hoping he doesn't become that. But, you know, he's going to continue to live his life to the fullest.
Was it mandatory minicamp?
Voluntary.
And what they're talking about. That's what I'm trying to say. Niggas is always trying to make a story about something. Not you said, because I've seen it all over the place as well. Yeah. If it's not mandatory and it's voluntary, and he's been in the league for years, he knows what he needs to do to be ready for the season. Why are we talking about this? Now, we going to talk about the pink substance. I didn't see the pink substance. I was just looking at the surroundings and everything else. I didn't know if it was pink substance. I didn't see anything, to be totally honest with you. I wasn't paying to that. So I was more thinking about, I wonder if Cardi B's going to be mad at this. That's what I was looking at, because he's telling the bitches to call him daddy and all type of shit. But they may be cool, have that type of relationship where it ain't no big thing. If it ain't mandatory, oh well. As far as the pink substance is concerned, we can't prove what it is. It could be cotton candy for you. We don't know. Yeah. Can't zoom in. Only person that knows is Stat. Tootsie. I've never heard of Tootsie till today. I'm late to the party. I'm sorry. First of all, I never took any cocaine. I never sold the pink one. So I wouldn't even know where to get the pink one from. I'm out to loot with that. I should know everything Pink, right? I should be in the loop.
Yeah, that sounded kind of weird. You didn't know.
Yeah, I retired by the time Pink Cocaine came out. I don't got time for no murder case. This spiking shit with fentanyl, putting dye on the cocaine. Listen, man, I did Pedico and it was fresh. It was pure. Wasn't nothing else added to it, man. They had a good time. But the more of the story is, whatever the coach said, doesn't matter. As long as Stefon Diggs, you ain't see him taking no drugs, it doesn't matter. And it wasn't mandatory camp, it was voluntary. So I'm not going to make a big deal out of this.
Yeah, a couple things. Let me make it clear. I don't do any drugs. I don't even smoke weed. I just know what it is. Let me preface that first. Second of all, to Cam's point, yes, I just posed the question because it is a viral video and a lot of people are talking about it. But I do want to give my 2 cents because people be like, man, you trying to be like, it's literally viral. Everybody's talking about it. So I bring it up here so they can have their opinions too. And honestly, I completely agree. I don't understand why people are making it such a big idea. I think people have too much lenses into things that have nothing to do with them because somebody who's not outside, not out, they're probably looking like, oh my gosh, he's such a bad influence, da 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 da. If he want to go do that on the boat that he rented, he can go do that on the boat that he rented. I know people were saying, should Cardi B be upset about it? If that girl want to go live her best life and go be on a boat with the girls who are shaking, let her go do that because she's allowed to go do that. And if he want to go party, he can go do that too.
Cardi was married to Offset.
No.
Are they officially divorced?
That I don't know.
Yeah, so then she can't be upset if she's still going through a divorce.
I just feel like, what is she? People were basically saying she would be mad about the girls all over him. But it's like, if they know what it is and she just want to have a good time, he want to go have a good time, they can go have a good time together. That's what I think. And as far as the drugs, I don't support doing drugs. Y'all can do what you want to do, though. It looked like the girls was down. Some people are into that. If he pulled it out and that's what they want, y'all got it.
They looked like they was happy.
That's what I'm saying. They got it. Nobody is being forced to do nothing. Everybody is enjoying their time the way they want to do it. Again, the OTAs were voluntary. I personally don't see a problem with it because people were texting it to me like, this is such a bad look. And I'm like, I get that.
Think in that time, I really believe now that I'm hearing more context that in the time we're living in, it's not good for guys to give women any kind of drugs, no matter where they're at.
Well,
because that comes back to be an issue.
That's a whole nother piece.
Do any of your friends do drugs?
My close friends, no.
I knew it. I knew you would say no.
Yeah, your associates.
I know it.
She said a close friend. So what's close?
Exactly.
Like my best friends, no. People I've been around, people like doing
That's how you know
stuff.
what the pink cocaine is?
Sure.
Oh.
She knows what Tootsie is, but nobody does drugs around her.
No, actually though, like none of my friends do. Because for what? The only thing you will see us with is liquor.
Where you see Tootsie
that is
at?
all. People be pulling that out at the club. That's why I've seen it. I was like,
so how you knew what the name was?
Because I asked. I was like, what is that? Oh. They said this. You don't want this. I said, I don't.
Was it your close friends?
Mm-mm. It was not. What is the phase? If it was my close friend, I would just tell y'all that.
They were in your section?
Part of it.
Okay.
It was it. There's different parts, but people be doing that. I don't support it. That's how, rest in peace, Louis, because that's how the guy from One Direction died.
We ain't judging. You ain't on trial.
No, I know. I'm just saying. No, because actually, though, don't do drugs. Like, I just don't do that. Like, people I don't like that.
Yeah, this is a bad time for guys to be offering girls drugs. No, even if they want them.
Even if words from Mase.
Yeah.
That's that. Okay. But yeah, I just don't see a problem with that. That's what they want to do. So that's my opinion on that. Okay. So moving
and that's not that there's ever a good time, but you know.
Yeah, it's just a lot going on. Like, and to that point, as far as being responsible, it's like, you're ramping up for the season. Yeah. People are recording, probably don't, like, that's just being smart about certain things.
And you don't know what a person's reaction to it is going to be. Like, say it's just something recreational they were doing. For them, they may feel like it's okay, and he just gives it to the girl. She have a different reaction. It's going to be on him.
Right.
So, right now it's kind of really crazy for athletes and all of us as celebrity.
Yeah. No, that's a true point too, because you just never know how people are going to react.
Mm-hmm.
And then per video, you don't know what they are going to say prior to, after, under all those things. It's just a tricky situation.
Yeah, today they love them. Tomorrow they may not feel the same.
Amen. Say, man, you heard it here, because that's exactly how I don't know. But those are our 2 cents. Y'all can let us know what y'all thought about
Aaron Rodgers
the video
led the
in the
Steelers to a 34-32 win versus the Jets. Mike, what did you think of Aaron Rodgers' Steelers debut and the game?
I thought, man, the agony of the Jet fan and what they must endure. Because Aaron Rodgers looked like the Aaron Rodgers they had been hoping for 2 years, the last 2 years. And I mean, he was throwing off, off balance throws, perfect throws. He made some great throws, threw for 4 touchdowns, and played a great game. Pittsburgh looked like I wanted them to look when I told them, go get Aaron Rodgers. You got now somebody that really knows how to control an offense, and you add a running game to that. He was throwing that ball out to Warren and flats, man, and I'm telling you, Pittsburgh will be in the hunt because of Mike Tomlin and because of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, he won't have to throw for 1 trillion yards, but he'll play efficiently, he'll play effectively, he'll give you touchdowns and not turnovers, and you give Mike Tomlin that, he can do some winning.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I like the way that Aaron Rodgers looked. We definitely was expecting this in New York. But I was more impressed, I'm not going to lie, with Justin Fields. It seemed like he came to play, and he looked like he probably made the Steelers regret not getting rid of him. He could have been a good QB too.
Well, what I'll say is this. To me, this was a revenge game for both teams. You got the quarterback who was quarterback in the Jets last year, quarterback in the Steelers, and then you got the quarterback who was quarterback in the Steelers, quarterbacking for the Jets. Mase is absolutely right. Justin Fields looked really great. 2 rushing touchdowns,
Really
1 pass.
did.
Yeah, 1 rushing touchdown. To me, the best 2 games just to me that I seen yesterday was this game that we're talking about, and that Tampa Bay Atlanta game was a great game as well. That was one of the best games for me yesterday, outside of what fucking Buffalo did. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers looked great. And that's what you get when you have Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin. You get 17 points in the 4th quarter when you need 17 points in the 4th quarter to win. And Mike said it best. You don't have to feel sorry for the Jets fans, because to be totally honest with you, Mike, we disrespect, and not us on this show, but yeah, us on the show, as others, the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Knicks, and the New York Knicks haven't won a championship since 1973. The Dallas Cowboys, I stuck up for you the other day, man, Mike. You wasn't here. Me and Arabia got into it. Me and her got the fuck into it. Yeah, we got into it because she sit there and tell me how Cowboys ain't doing this and Cowboys ain't doing that, and Jerry Jones this, Jerry Jones that. Now, they got to remind you, I'm fresh off the documentary. So you know how I'm feeling. Right. I'm like, yo, stop acting like y'all the creme de la creme of the league. Y'all ain't won a Super Bowl since 1991. So Dallas got more recent Super Bowls than you got. They won 3 Super Bowls since the last time y'all won a Super Bowl. Well, the organization with this.
And that slipped in mind.
Yeah. And she talking about, well, the organization would make a move. I said, no, stop with the organization shit, because the nigga took $180 million and flipped it to $13 billion. Yeah, I'm taking quantity. Y'all taking quantity over quality, Cam. And I said, well, listen, check this out, Arabia. I'll tell you this much. Y'all just got new owners. Y'all had a mouse in the house because Dan Snyder was a pervert. He's in there groping and doing everything else he wanted to do up in that organization. And now y'all got a new owner for the last 2 years. And now the organization is the creme de la creme. Nah, y'all had a mouse in the house and he was a pervert at that. So stop acting like they doing crazy shit over there at the Cowboys. I had your back, man. I just wanted to let you know that.
Hey, you should have did what Mase did to me when he just threw it back on me. You should have said, hey, Daniel Steidel. He was after quantity and not quality. Yeah. He was after everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna leave that alone. It's already got enough of my own issues. You know what I mean? At least
I'll just let you know I was sticking up for you. But the reason I brought all that up anyway is to bring up the point that we talk about the Cowboys, we talk about the Knicks and these organizations. The Jets ain't win since Joe Cool, since the 60s. So don't feel bad for them. This was been going on for 82 years with the Jets, my nigga.
They had leather helmets.
Yeah, they had leather helmets on the last time that they won. Joe Cool was down there with the fur on Broadway. Listen, man, the Jets, this is what the Jets do. The Jets have not won. They had probably, as much as we diss all these organizations, the Jets ain't won nothing since 69, bro. I think that's the year after Martin Luther King died.
I wanted. Now, I was torn tonight, though, because it was Aaron Glenn's debut. And then you got Mike Tomlin over there for the first time with his quarterback. And you guys are right, man. Justin Fields played, I thought, a hell of a game. I thought he played a hell of a game. And you can see where you give that time. You can see where he looks much more mature on the football field. When you remember what he looked like in Chicago? And now what he looks like here, he looks like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. I belong in this league. I think he'll do some good things in New York.
Yeah, sometimes everybody's not going to come out the gate and be that type of quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I thought he looked really, really good. And it was a shootout, man. It was really a shootout. So.
You know, shout out to the Jets, shout out Justin Field, but it's not about them. It's literally about the Steelers, y'all. This is my terrible towel. It's pink. I'm going to keep it cute because it's the first game. We get it. I'm going to lay it there. Cam said last week, he said, the thing about football fans, they have the whole week to bask in our glory. So I'm going to take that right now because, yes, I know last season I was saying a lot about Aaron Rodgers. Game
last
1,
season,
I feel good.
Seasons. Last season, you've been dissing Aaron Rodgers. You've been dissing Aaron Rodgers for years.
Now, I feel great, okay? 4 touchdown passes, and we even had some really great offseason pickups with Jonnu Smith, Jalen Ramsey with the hit against Garrett Wilson. So we're in a good little situation. Our defense was a little slow. We have some things to work on, but it's great. So I have the whole week to be happy. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mase. Y'all teams didn't win, so I got this today.
That was the only person on the show saying, we do not want Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers
for 2 years straight.
Yo, Mike.
Matter of fact,
today is a new day. It's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new day.
3 years.
It's a fact. And not only that, your terrible towel ain't even the right color.
Yes, it's pink because it's my favorite color. Special edition.
It's
more
a
like my
knockoff.
towel. Yeah.
No, it's not. I got it at Pittsburgh. Like, I got it
It's a knockoff.
No, it's not. I got it at the stadium.
What did the tag say?
From the stadium. Special edition. It's pink because that's my favorite color.
You know, on 125th, they got the tags like that.
Well, I wasn't over there. I got it at the stadium. My dad got the color one. So, yes, I'm going to take the week to be happy. Sorry for y'all, but this is mine.
My team won this week, too.
Okay, yeah, yours did, too.
My team won.
I can't be mad at that. Yours did, too. But, yes, I brought the towel because,
Mike, this is wow.
See y'all for the next game.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? New York and the tri-state area and all surrounding areas. Make sure you come out October 9th to my first comedy show, the Killer Comedy Show. Yeah, October 9th at the Beacon Theater. It's going to be crazy. Corey Holcomb, D. Ray Davis, Tony Rock, Jay Farrell. It's going to be crazy and more. October 9th. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster, the Killer Comedy Show.
Right. Mike Parsons has been dealing with an L4, L5 facet joint sprain in his back. His status for their week 1 game versus the Lions is uncertain. Now knowing this, Arabia, how do you feel about the way things went down for the trade with Micah Parsons, the Packers, the Cowboys? We spoke about it a little bit yesterday's episode, but want to get your thoughts on this.
Yeah, this doesn't change anything for me. This was a known injury. It's not like he was hiding it. He actually sat out in practice because of this when he was with Dallas. They had him on a 5-day prescription for cortisone, and they also had him in physical therapy. So they knew about this injury. And actually, if he does end up playing against the Lions, it'll just be 8 days after he was traded. So I think some people thought he was sitting out as a ploy because of his contract, but it's actually a serious injury. And to this point, we saw how close the NFC North was last year, particularly between the Vikings and the Lions. This win, week 1, could come around and bite either one of these teams in the butt come playoff time, because for the Packers, their last 7 games, 6 of their last 7 games are division games. So you want to kind of get a one-up on your division mates early on, so that later on in the season, if you have any injuries, your team is banged up, or if the other team is rolling into the playoffs, which really good teams tend to do, you want to make sure you try to collect as many wins in that division as much as possible. So this doesn't change anything about how I feel about the trade. I think good for him for getting out of there. It's a toxic environment. And some people closest to Jerry Jones don't want to hold him accountable, obviously, but he got out of a really toxic environment. So good for him.
Yeah, I really think when you give him somebody 188 million, 136 of it is guaranteed, a $44 million bonus, he got to play. Is no way around it. If I'm the GM, he got to get on the field for that cash, especially if the money that he's getting for that type of team. Because you think about what was going on in Green Bay, the city needs him out there, and I know it would be premature if he get hurt or anything like that. But this is a city that need a good win, and he need to be out there.
So really quick, even with his injury, you think it's worth the risk?
I'm not sure how injured he is. I don't know a lot about that, but if it's a back injury, definitely he wants you will want him out there if he's not like really injured. So, sometimes people say they're injured and they're not, so I don't want to make light of it. If he's really injured, no, he don't need to play. But if it's just you just got the 188, go out there for the fans.
Hey, Tim.
The money's guaranteed.
First of all, Ray, what do you mean he left a toxic environment? Why was it a toxic environment? Because it was. What do you mean by that? What do you mean he left a toxic environment? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I see what you be doing now, and I'm gonna feed into it. The Cowboys are the worst sports, and this is now not all 32. This is Arabia now. The Cowboys are the worst sports organization in history, led by this Tales of the Crypt, horrible owner who most people want to stay in the position he's in because he's the Cowboys' worst enemy. And like I said about the Bengals before, Jerry Jones and the Cowboys can game plan for Jaden Daniels and for the Giants defensive line and for the Eagles' dominant defensive offense, but Jerry Jones is the Cowboys' worst enemy. And good for Micah Parsons for getting his ass up out of there. So that's what I mean by it's toxic. Jerry Jones wants to be the superstar diva, doesn't want anybody to outshine him, and he wants to just make all these decisions and be weird. And not everybody wants to be a Cowboy under those circumstances. So I'm about to go on a rant, but yeah, the Cowboys are trash. They're horrible, and because they're led by Jerry Jones.
Arabia, I'll say this. Damn, they're sending me a nice little. I'll say this. How many Super Bowls does the Redskins have? I'm a former Redskins fan. Now listen, real quick. And I know they're Commanders now. I'm saying the Redskins because we know the Commanders don't have any Super Bowls. I'm from Joe Theismann, John Riggins, Art Monk. When I was 8 or 9 years old, I had the Redskin phone like this helmet right here. Like I used to pick the phone up and like I was really a Redskin fan. Joe Gibbs, quarterback, all that shit. How many championships does the Redskins have, Arabia?
They have 3 Super Bowls.
When's the last time they won a Super Bowl? Just asking.
1991.
Right. So Jerry has more recent Super Bowls than the Redskins. That's what you're saying.
Well, when was the last Cowboys Super Bowl?
96. That's what I'm trying to say. They're more recent than the Redskins. So that's what I'm
okay. Yeah, so 91 was over 30 years ago. And 5 years from 91 is a drop in the bucket compared to 3 decades since both teams basically won a Super Bowl.
Spend it how you want. They won a Super Bowl more recently than you guys won a Super Bowl. Secondly,
I don't care.
Secondly, he bought the team for $180 million, Arabia. The team is worth $13 billion. How is it the worst organization in the football franchise and in football history? If you bought it for $180 million and then it's worth $13 billion, They won a Super Bowl more recently than the Commanders/Redskins, whichever you prefer calling them. Like I said, I know that they're the Commanders. Some people are sensitive all of a sudden over the Redskins, which I don't want to be insensitive. I'm just calling them Redskins because that's who won the title. How are they not a better organization than the Commanders?
Because I don't confuse quantity with quality. Although the quantity of the value of the Cowboys have increased since Jerry Jones have bought them, the quality of the product on the field, especially over the last couple decades, has decreased. And Cowboy fans have actually been fed up with it. So I say that to say, yes, the organization is worth a lot of money, but that does not mean that fans or even players enjoy the environment that they're in. And I know in the 90s when they were winning Super Bowls, a lot of close relationships were made and genuine connections to Jerry Jones, and those guys are still loyal to him. But today in Big 25, he's not making decisions that are conducive to the Cowboys' quality of product on the field to be optimal, which is why we've seen players trying to leave and complaining. Micah Parsons, arguably the best team player on that team, wants to leave. And he doesn't care anything about how much the Cowboys are worth. He cares about the environment he's in. So I don't see those two things being connected to each other with how great of a franchise they are as far as quality is concerned.
Yeah. The thing about it is Michael Parsons, when I seen the statement, he said he didn't want to leave. They just didn't offer him the right money, and that him and Jerry were, his agent wasn't involved in the negotiations, and he felt slighted. But the thing about it is, you're saying quality like y'all have so much quality. Y'all ain't that quality, all this shit. Y'all niggas, you know what y'all did? Y'all hired Magic Johnson and Bob Myers and turned shit around. And that's what happened. Y'all ain't the creme de la creme. Yeah, stop acting like, ooh, Tiffany's blue. Y'all niggas ain't that. Y'all niggas hired some good niggas 2 years ago. It's looking like y'all spun the team around, and now quality over quality. No, y'all niggas has popped the last 38 years too, man. Y'all been popped. Now y'all got Magic and Bob Myers who know how to win, these was fantastic hires. Fantastic hires. Super good. What was Snyder doing up there in them offices? What he's doing with them women? No. You want to talk about owners? You want to talk? You want to get on Jerry? What was your owner doing for the last 30, 20-something years? Up there fondling females, up there groping females and more. It was a big scandal up there in the office, in the front office. They had to rename it to the Commanders because they want nothing to do with what Snyder was doing. What about your team for the last 25 years? What has your owner done?
Well,
let's talk about them scandals.
My owner is not Dan Snyder. He is gone out of the building like Jerry Jones.
Just left, man.
So I actually have,
this is what I'm talking about, murder.
Niggas said, now, those are not my owners.
Niggas, murder. Niggas wear dirty sneakers for 20 years and get a fresh pair of kicks. And niggas talking about, I don't know about them shit.
Whose shoes are those?
Yeah, whose shoes is those? Go ahead, Dan Snyder's not your owner. Continue.
Dan Snyder's not my owner, so my owners are actually turning around the entire franchise from the top down, which the Cowboys and Jerry Jones should do. Number two, I don't know what this juxtaposition between the Cowboys and the Commanders are. Like, why y'all, and it sounds like y'all, like, it sounds like you're putting your cape on for the Cowboys. I'm not sure why, because I thought the Bengals were your team, but it sounds like Cowboys fans and Cowboys purists always try to compare themselves to the Commanders. So when there's any type of criticism, it's like, oh, but what are you doing? When the fact is, it's plain as day to anybody who can see the situation that it can be a very toxic environment when you have your owner coming out bashing players and trying to do all these under the table deals without agents. And any excuse is even adding to that toxic environment instead of holding the owner accountable so change can actually be made. Don't nobody want to be a daggone Cowboy under Jerry Jones in these circumstances.
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm a Jerry Jones fan because I watched the documentary and now I'm a Jerry Jones fan. So
yeah, that's happening a lot, actually. A lot of people said that you should watch the documentary to see the kind of guy that he is and see why people are so loyal to him. And that I can actually understand. And I'll compare it to a UFL player who played for the Cowboys and ended up going to the UFL. He got in some trouble when he was a Cowboy. Jerry got him out. But as a UFL player, he also got into some really big trouble. He didn't have Jerry Jones and that backing behind him. I think Jerry actually really does care for his players. I think he cares a lot about Dallas and the organization. I just think sometimes it might be well intended, but what he's actually doing doesn't translate to being conducive to a successful organization as far as quality. He's a moneymaker, he's a businessman, but it's not always the best look as far as optics in the public eye. So I can see why watching that documentary, you would then be defensive for Jerry Jones.
No, I'm not defensive. I'm just creating. My team's the best. I'm just creating conversation. The only reason I'm not being defensive for the Cowboys whatsoever. I'm just trying to wonder why you down in somebody and you had a pervert running your organization for 25 years, and now you telling them about y'all the creme de la creme and all this other shit. You had a mouse in the house who was running the team. And now y'all got new ownership. Now y'all got new ownership.
Mouse in the house.
Yeah, he's out now. So I can talk that because he's gone. That's not my owner anymore.
Okay.
So
I ain't mad at you. Yeah, talk that shit.
Yeah, she said.
Mama got a brand new bag.
Okay, so on the topic of Jerry Jones, because some quotes kind of came out when he was talking to the media. So I'll make it clear he did praise Micah Parsons. He loved him as a player, but he did say, I don't regret anything at all. I'm very excited about the prospects of what we've done for the Cowboys here. I wouldn't have done it. I had total control over being able to have it the other way. So I'm excited. We got what we wanted. So just on Jerry's behalf, even though we don't exactly know what's going on in his mind, Arabia, why do you think Jerry Jones is so excited about this?
I think it's twofold. I think one of it might be PR and just making sure that there's a positive spin to this story, because a lot of people do have negative things to say about Jerry Jones, including me, and about the Cowboys, including me. So he wants to make sure that as far as PR, it's a positive spin to this situation. But I also do think that he gets a 2026 first round pick. He gets a 2027 first round pick, and he gets a defensive tackle. So I think there is a lot of good that came out of the situation as far as building for the future, getting things next year. But at the same time, the Packers aren't a bad team. So I don't know how high those 2026 and 2027 picks are, but nonetheless, they are still first round picks. So he's right. There is some good that came out of the situation. So I think two things can be true. It's kind of PR, positive spin, but also at the same time, there was a lot of good that came out of it, even though they lost their best player.
What's the good PR spin? Because I'm not hearing it.
So basically, like, there's been a lot of negative things coming from Micah in his camp. Right. So they're saying that Jerry Jones didn't meet with his agent and wasn't calling and wasn't answering the phone, and that there were just a lot of shady things happening behind the scenes where he invited him to come speak about leadership, but ended up wanting to talk about a contract, just things like that. So all that negative PR that was coming from Micah's perspective. Now the positive spin is like, instead of actually recognizing that there has been some kind of conflict between both parties, they ended up coming to an agreement, blah, blah. So the positive spin is basically him being like, oh, yeah, and this was great. And this is exactly what we wanted. But if this is exactly what they wanted, I think they would have come to this agreement a lot sooner.
Yeah, I definitely don't believe he offered him the money that he was getting in Green Bay. So it probably was just best for him to move on.
And you're saying, what's the exact question, Stat?
Yeah, basically, why do you think Jerry Jones is so excited about this? Because he was telling the media, like, they got what they wanted. They're good.
I don't think that he's excited. I think that this is what he has to say to make it look good, and that's another thing. And I know, no, Arabia wasn't on yesterday, and Mike was on yesterday. And I know we're talking about the Cowboys the last 3 weeks and leading up to this Thursday night game as well. But like I said, watching this documentary, you get the feel of his personality. And one thing about Jerry Jones, it seems like he doesn't want to look like he's stupid or wrong or anything like that. And so many people are mad that the Cowboy fans that Micah Parsons did leave, so that he's trying to smooth it over and be like, well, look, we got this, and we got a player now, and like Arabia just said, you get the draft picks. But nigga, first of all, Green Bay's not going to be at the bottom of the list, so you're not going to get an early draft pick. Not saying you can't get a good draft pick late in the first round, but it ain't going to be like top 10 draft pick. That's first and foremost. Secondly, Jerry's spinning it. It's just a way to comfort people. They going back to when he traded Herschel Walker and all that shit 30, 40 years, however fucking long ago. And like, look how that trade turned out. Now it's not the same thing. Herschel Walker was a whole different position than Micah Parsons. But it's just spinning. It's just to make the fans calm down, make it seem like it's comfortable. But none of them Dallas fans want to hear that shit.